I'm working on the hair, okay? We're all going to get used to it together. Oíste, mami. I'm going to embrace my curl, but I'm still working at it. It doesn't look like when I came out of the salon, but I'm getting there, all right? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Whine with Ana Belaval, live from Chicago, Illinois. I was so concerned with the hair that I forgot to put my little banner there. Mira que cute. Oh, tan cute. I am so excited for today's show because I've been trying to book my guest for so long. But, like 3 weeks I've been waiting, but she's been so busy. And thankfully, because theaters have reopened and my friends who do stand-up comedy regularly are able to hit the stages again. So thankfully, my friend who's going to join me in a little bit said yes, that she could do it July 7th. And I'm going to put some Catholic guilt trip on her, even though today is my father's birthday and I should be talking to my father. I'm booking this fancy girl. Stop texting me. I'm going to get to you soon, okay? Stop texting me. O sea, now this fool, my guest Gwen La Roka, who a lot of you wanted to see on Wednesday Whine, are super, super excited to see. You know her, you love her from the Mikey O shows, from Laugh Factory, from Zanies. She's toured with famous comedians, pero que no me acuerdo ahora mismo, but I'm going to ask her because my age is not allowing me. She's joining me today, and I am so happy to join you. It is my dad's 83rd birthday, and I send him a kiss. And yes, this is how my hair looks, Pa. You're going to have to put up with it. I love you too. And so cheers to him, and cheers to the natural look, okay? We got to go natural. We got to embrace our curls, embrace our curves, right? Who else? I don't know if it's when you hit 40 or what, but who else is like, this is me, deal with it. And I think especially after the advenement, I think I pronounced that right, of social media, everyone now wants to show their best self. So you put filters, you put this, you put that. And then when that one person has the courage, one high profile person has the courage to put themselves out there how they really are, everyone goes, yes, that's exactly it. We want to relate with you. We don't want to feel like we're in competition with you or that you are unattainable. How many of you have felt that the pictures of all these celebrities are beautiful, but none of us look like that? But then all of a sudden you see el chichito of Jennifer Aniston or la lonjita or the pouch of, I don't know, Courtney Cox or Gwyneth Paltrow. You go, this is fantastic. She looks like me. And that makes you feel even better, right? I love it. Thank you for all the blessings for my dad. Thank you, Michael and Vicky and Yvette and Patty. You're watching from Midway. Like, Patty, are you at the airport? I'm just double checking. Jeannie from Long Island, who always joins us. It's so nice to see everybody. Okay, so let me show you the picture I'm talking about that started this conversation. How many of you have seen this picture? That is Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez just posted this picture, I think this weekend, and she is in all her splendor. The lighting is beautiful. So if you want to call that some kind of editing, I think the background looks gorgeous, but she doesn't look super skinny, frail. I think she looks fantastic. She doesn't look skinny, frail. There's even one of her as a selfie in the bathroom where you're like, Selena has been enjoying life, right? With her roots of her hair hanging out. I sound like my mother. That's how she wants to look. And her body looking healthy. Look at that. She looks amazing. And so I said to my friend Gwen, let's talk about this, because you are the queen of self-deprecating humor, of pointing out what a lot of people consider flaws. And I want to talk about the natural look. But the other thing that Gwen said is that she wants this picture for herself.
I'm going to need you to enlarge this picture.
No te pegues. No te pegues. No.
I need the resolution blown up is what I'm saying.
I know. So yeah, look at this. Patty says she looks real. And then Ashley, how is that not skinny? She looks good. I know. I know how she looks fantastic. Gwen, I know that's exactly how you look in your bathing suit.
Girl, I mean, give or take a little cleavage, maybe take a lot of cleavage. But I'm almost there, okay? I'm doing push-ups.
You're
Doing push-ups, and I think she looks great. Whether she's doing push-ups or not, I think she looks great. Yeah, I agree. The natural look needs to be the look. We're all human, people.
I love what you were saying when off the air. You were telling me like, I want to see humans. I don't want to see fake people.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is we wonder why we're so disconnected as a society, but we know exactly what the root of the problem is. We're watching this little box that gives us what we're told is what we should look like, how we should sound, how we should act, how we should be, who we should be with, what we should do, how we should do it. It's just too much. So I praise anybody, especially celebrities, when they come out and they're like, you know what, mira, aquí estoy. And then
Aquí lo tengo. Aquí te lo traigo.
Mira.
The one that I love, look, I want to show you this one because in all honesty, hold on, let me, okay, I feel like I have this down pat and then I don't. That's not me, but that's exactly how I would look in a bikini. And I saw this and I was like, this is awesome. How to wear a bikini with a mom bod. Put it on. That's all.
But there's nothing we can do. See, that's the thing too. I feel like everyone at home knows what it is to feel like you don't belong at some point or another in their life or in some place in their lifetime. We've all felt that at one moment or so. So it's like, why do we turn around and do it to others? We don't like what, but TV, media, they will perpetuate that. And I guess it's our job to just be like, you know what? You don't tell me how to be comfortable. I'm comfortable in my skin, and that is what it is. Like this meme says, put it on. That's it. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
Sí, pero is it easier for you to say because you're a skinny mini?
Well, no, because I have my own things too. Let me tell you, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought it up. Okay, because I was telling you also off the air when you were showing that picture with the young woman in the bathing suit, or the young person in the bathing suit.
The mom.
The young mom. I can sit like that and probably squeeze out a little chicho or two, and people will be like, "Oh my God, the alien has a little roll." Like, like I might look like the alien from American Dad. That's like all skin and bones, but got a little belly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there. It happens.
When?
It happens, people. And I'm saying, let it be, because I struggle with the opposite. I struggled with being too paranoid, and still now, like I put my boobs on for this interview, AKA my bra. Okay. Because if I don't put my bra on, there's going to be confusion, people. Okay. So I was like, oh my God, it's almost time to get on Wind Down Wednesdays. Let me put on my boobs, and I put my bra on. Because
it's called Wednesday Whine, not Wind Down Wednesday, pero me gusta.
Hey,
I like wine.
You like it?
That could be your show, Wind Down Wednesday.
You better stop it. Straight taking on us ideas over here. Let me write that down real fast. Hold on a minute. But it's true. But I've felt paranoid about my skin and bones. I mean, I went to as far as, and I wonder how many people here who are watching, how many of you guys made up an excuse to your high school? I did in high school, and my mom, I can't believe she went along with it, because had she not gone along with it, I would know how to swim now. Thanks, mommy. Okay. But no. I made up the whole, I'm allergic to the chlorine.
No.
Yes, girl, because I was allergic to little boob jokes. That's what I was allergic to. Okay. Flat chest jokes.
No.
Yes, girl. So this Mexican cannot swim. Okay.
Listen, that's not that bad. It's when you are from an island and you can't swim.
Oh,
because you're surrounded. There's plenty of Puerto Ricans and Cubans and Dominicans who can't swim.
Were you allergic to the chlorine too?
No, I know how to swim, but it took me about 2 years to learn. Tú sabes que yo soy medio lenta. Yo soy medio lenta. Mira, Yolanda, love Gwen. She's been at comedy nights at our school fundraisers. Super funny. Act now, just being herself. She is just like she is right there.
Yolanda said, "You're funny looking." That's what you're saying, Yolanda. Okay, Yolanda. So I could just sit here and just make you laugh like that, Yolanda. You're just going to make me cry tonight. Okay?
No, you know when people go like, ay, nena, que just looking at you, it makes me laugh.
Always been so self-conscious growing up. Wish I wasn't. Yeah, Cindy, I feel you. And I still feel that now. I'm grown. Except, Anna, you said something right before we went on air. And, or no, is it at the beginning when you first went on air and you said about, yeah, it was when you first started and you said, hitting the age where you're just like, this is who I am. Well, I used to be of the type that would be like, oh no, I don't like joggers. They make me feel bummy. Like I'm not, like I can't even go out to the front to like grab delivery in my joggers because I would feel like I'm coming out in my PJs. Like I always see people at Walgreens with their pajamas and I'm like, ¿Cómo puede ser eso? You know what I'm
that's
saying?
cultural. I don't think that's self-conscious. That's cultural because Latinas have a hard time transitioning to sneakers as a regular shoe. Because we think tennises, because I call them sneakers, the tennises are for working out or for the field day at your school, right? But esta cosa de que now you go out in your sneakers, it's taken me years to transition because it's the same way. Like you don't go in your sweats to school. You don't go in your sweats to La Walgreens because you just don't know.
You just, you never know. Like that was always my thing. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to go out in joggers or a t-shirt. I was always in my lesbian uniform with a button up. With a button up. I got to be in uniform, people.
So they recognize you.
But exactly. But let me tell you what happened yesterday. I left my house to move my car because there's street cleaning anytime.
All the time.
You don't have money for parking tickets. So there was street cleaning. And so I ran out to move the car in my athletic shorts with no socks.
Did you wear a bra? Did you wear a bra? Did you wear a bra?
I did put my boobs on. I did put my boobs on. But I was halfway like, this is who I am, but not without my boobs. Let me put my bra on real quick. What I'm saying is I'm getting there because before I would never leave in little like workout, like sleepy shorts. I was like, I feel bummy. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm going to get a ticket. I don't give a crap what the people say.
During the pandemic, I embraced the Midwest look of shorts, sweatshirts, and sneakers. Or sweatpants to go to Target. I don't care who sees me anymore. And you don't know how long it's taken me to embrace these curls because I know that my family's watching and going,
¿Qué te pasa?
No se peinó. I mean, I know she's all woke now because she's all Latina. Hear me roar. I'm Latina. But what is with the curly hair? You know, one thing I was my mother would die if we weren't presentable in public.
Yolanda knows. Yolanda sabe. Yolanda would probably get this question where they don't tell you to change, but your mom will be like, ¿Eso te vas a poner? And you're like, well, I was until you asked me like that. I guess I'll go change, mama. Like, ¿y así te vas a vestir? I'm like, well, no.
I always give Sweary Mary, my camera lady. I always give crap to her because Sweary Mary will wear the cargo shorts with the sneakers and the sweatshirt, and I'm like, oh, you're sporting your summer look.
Oh,
she's like, shut up. So she's like, finally, you came to the other side. So anytime I dress like that, I take a picture and send it to her.
Nice.
You've poisoned me.
Because
going back to this picture of Selena Gomez, what annoys me the most, Gwen, is that this kid, if I'm not mistaken, Selena Gomez went through like stop it, Freck.
I'm just kidding.
Es que tienes que verla bien.
Es
que no veo. So, Selena Gomez went through a transplant. Like she's had real medical scares. She's lived with a kidney disease, I think, for many years, and her best friend gave her a kidney. At that point, you gain some perspective and you go, forget about my figure. I'm alive.
I lived through some stuff, right? Exactly. And
I think that's why you see like other people like let me show you this other picture I had. We'll talk about this one later. But J-Lo. Yeah. J-Lo's 50 and she's like, listen, I work my butt off at the gym. I'm going to show it, but my butt's still going to be big and I'm still going to have cellulitis on my tushy. And you're going to deal with it because I woke up like this.
Right. And I'm also, again, back to this unrealistic thing that we put up ourselves. And I'm talking to most ladies because we don't want to generalize, but like it's a lot. Like we do it to ourselves. Who doesn't have cellulite? You have salt, you got cellulite. You ain't salt. You got, you know what I mean? Like I got little dips. I got little dimples. Okay, in between little spots, I got dimples, and you would never think that, but it's like we all have it. It doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how little you are. Our bodies are gonna do things, and it's
almost hereditary. Like my cousins and I all have cellulite on our butts. Sorry, girls, I didn't mean to throw you in the under the bus, but we all have it on the same spot. Same spot.
See, and but that's the thing. It's like why do we then now turn and look at someone who's posting a photo online, famous or not, and go, oh my God, what's wrong with her?
I love this. Grisel Perez, una mujer decente no se pone eso.
Grisel.
And that's what they used to tell us. Yeah. And my trainer always says that if she looks this hot at 51, 52, actually, I think J-Lo at this point is 53, that if she looks this hot, she gonna walk naked around town.
Yeah, I agree with that person. 100%.
It's like if I look at myself like that, you're gonna have to put up with my naked body because I'm gonna take it everywhere.
Girl,
everywhere.
Girl, don't get me started. There'll be alien sightings reported left and right. They'll be like, we saw it again at Walmart. ¿Qué pasó?
She did put her boobs up. It's an alien with a bra.
It's an alien with a bra and a half a fro. Get it. Catch it.
You know, Gwen, you had like a double whammy because you are the only girl in a family of your two boys and one girl.
Correct. I'm the youngest and I'm the youngest, right?
You're the youngest and the only niña. And did your mom start putting dresses from the get-go? And then one day you were like, esto me pica and I'd rather wear the shirt my brother's wearing?
Listen, I should have dug those pictures up before we started this. I have a handful of pictures, and one of them, people, how many of you guys remember out there? And if you weren't wearing it, maybe you had a sibling who had it, but everybody had a round or two with the vestido de mezclilla. Everybody had a jean dress.
See.
Girl.
That you would have to wear in the heat of Mexico.
And a turtleneck. I had a turquoise, like the color of your necklace, girl. I had a turtleneck and the little overall, like jean, like dress. No, it was terrible. It was terrible. I hated that thing. But you know, I had to wear it, and I walked like the biggest stud ever in that thing. I was like 8 years old, like, yeah, what's up? In my little jean dress.
Was it a dress or was it a jean dress?
It was a jean. It was like an overall jean dress.
And they never put the little calcetines with the little frilly and the patent leather shoes?
My mom didn't play. My mom I had the pigtails with the chongo balls that matched the yeah, girl, the chongo balls. The little hard-ass balls. That look like,
and then when that would open, and your mom would tighten it so hard, and then if it would snap, it hit you on the side.
Girl, and it was
my mom pulled the moño so tight that this is why I have a bald spot right here. Because she will pull that moño so tight.
That's what happened to the left side of my head. My mom tried to yank it out. It was a mess with the dresses. And then I was just like, Mommy, I don't feel comfortable. And I was always grabbing my brother's t-shirts. They hated it. But that's because it hid my skinny body. So I grew up with that. So everybody's like, oh, this, that, and the third. That's why there's a bunch of my jokes where I say, hey, just like big people want to lose weight, skinny people want to gain it. There's always a mission for somebody. But I think the biggest thing is to remember we're all on different missions. So we need to just be kind to each other.
Be kind to each other. And I don't understand, like, I've never understood this. First of all, I think social media has ruined this because before, if you wanted to go in your bikini with your chichos out, it was your business. Yeah. You didn't have to worry about it. You didn't have to take a picture to prove that you were at the beach. And then when you saw yourself, you were concerned that you weren't looking like Chloe. And then you would freak out and Photoshop the thing. Now, you and I were talking because this is the extreme, and I know that a lot of people then go to the extreme and give her crap. That's Khloe Kardashian, who happened to be the curviest of the Kardashians, and now she's worked out a lot, I guess, and done some things to her face. And people are now like, girl, you're photoshopping that. Stop doing that. Blah, blah, blah. And I understand that you think that this gives a bad message, like self-image, but also aren't you being cruel to her if that's how she wants to look?
Yeah, and she worked for it. She worked to be able to
Pay
feel
for
good,
it.
to take pictures. Well, yeah, that too, that too. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, to each their own. I think the best thing we should all do is just cheer each other on and keep it moving, regardless of what that person's journey looks like. Just if that's what their goal is and they got it, be happy for people and keep it moving and focus on your own damn goals.
Yeah,
But
because then it's the opposite. Like let her be. What if she likes it? What if this is how she wants to look?
well,
Stop it. Stop.
oh, Anna,
Hey.
you straight say, well, what if this is what she was aiming to look like? I mean,
What was if this was her mission? You said we were all on a mission.
this is true. This could have been her mission, right? And she's accomplished
Exacto,
it.
Brene Brown.
It may not
Entonces,
be. It may not be for everybody. Let's keep it moving because, right, then we turn into the people we're telling her not to be.
okay, so I understand this. Stella's like, it's not a positive message for young girls.
This is true.
It is true. And these people sell products and they sell a lifestyle to people. I totally understand. But I guess there are ways of telling Chloe, like, what is it that you said?
Which one? Where I just-
Tú dijiste, you said that you could say, like, you look good both ways.
Oh yeah, well, unnatural, natural. Do you? I think what looks good on everybody is self-confidence, regardless of what the exterior looks like.
You know, like I'm pseudo famous here in Chicago. Like I'm not really a celebrity. I'm like a C-lister or D-lister if you put me
You're a celebrity, girl.
in the national scheme of things. I'm like a D-lister. So, okay, so, but see, Jeannie's like face, not so much. I get it. But you and I can discuss this, Jeannie, but what's the point of telling Chloe that if she's happy with her face? So the other day I wore a dress that was half pink, 2 tones of pink, right? And I said, I love this dress. And I wore it for the Michelle Obama portrait exhibition. The Art Institute of Chicago has been the first stop for the presidential portraits of the former President Barack Obama and the former First Lady Michelle Obama.
Okay.
And they have an exhibition at the Art Institute. And I know that Michelle Obama loves loud colors like me. So I wore this really beautiful 2-tone pink dress. These are the comments. I'm so sorry, but I hate that dress. I'm so sorry, but that doesn't look good on you. I didn't ask for your opinion.
What was this unsolicited negativity?
Entonces.
Here's what I have to remind myself too when I look at things online and I see petty comments like that.
Mhm.
I get worked up because, like right now, when you said I don't look good, and it's like I want to go in and be like, "Hey, how is that empowering?" Like I want to get upset and be like, "BFM,"
Oh,
you know?
yeah, because you guys always get really protective. You all get really protective of me. Like my crowd of girlfriends is always, Wendy's always ready to like DM the person. My mom's ready to my mom's ready. My mom's just ready to pounce.
Because it's like, where does this hate come from? But then I remind myself, and this isn't against all young kids, all right? Not being an ageist here. I'm just saying. Then I remind myself, or I'll look on their page and I'm like, oh, they're like 19. They're just talking smack. They're young. They're at the age where we were saying ignorant things, where we didn't know any better on certain things. So it's like a lot of it is young people that are misguided by the very things, like some of our people commenting that it's not a good example. So it's true. It's a lot of the younger crowds perpetuating what they're being taught we should look like. And then when they see pictures that don't match what they've been seeing on Vanity or whatever, then they go in and they feel like they can say what they say without taking any regard to anyone's feelings.
Okay, I need to ask you if you've been through this, because you grew up in the States, but you have a Guatemalan father and a Mexican mom.
Yes.
Okay. So you grew up traveling to Mexico at least?
Yes.
Or did you do both? Did you do Guatemala too?
I have yet to be to Guatemala.
Señor Jesús.
I know. My dad never took us. We were always going to Mexico every summer. He loves Mexico.
Okay, so look at this. I went to Puerto Rico with jeans, gym shoes, and pretty top. Mis tías por poco se mueren. Mi tía said, ay santo, allá en Chicago no venden ropa.
Oh.
¿Cómo va a viajar así? Y si pasa algo, Dios mío, y si te ve alguien conocido. Everyone looked at me weird.
Oh no, Lillian.
Oh, no. Lillian, you are not alone. Lillian, let me tell you this. I'm going to move this comment because I can't see Gwen. But, mira, Gwen, when I go to Puerto Rico, I plan my outfits accordingly.
Oh,
Ajá.
sounds
I
like
don't go to Puerto Rico. I don't go out with my mother in jean shorts. Because the one time I tried, she said, no, you're not going to the mall in jean shorts. Go put some pants on. And it's 90 degrees.
what kind of pants?
Long jeans
Like,
and a cute top.
wow.
I've had girlfriends of mine, like my best friend in Puerto Rico, her youngest is my godchild. So when I went to baptize her, and I'm talking, Ama's 13, Lauren is 12. 12 years ago, I went to baptize her, and my mom said, don't worry about it. I'll buy the dress here in Puerto Rico because I don't want you to buy una de esas americanadas.
Well, in many aspects, it's a little bit true with certain things.
And then I told my friend Maru, Maru, mommy said that I shouldn't be buying any of the Americanada dresses, that she would buy me a dress in Puerto Rico. Maru goes, yeah, don't be bringing any of those dresses from J. Crew. Guess how many dresses from J. Crew I had hanging in the closet?
Anna, they called you out.
My friend Wanda gets home and her sisters give her a new bathing suit because they know she's going to come with a one piece, and it's embarrassing.
Ooh.
You don't go, I don't walk around in jean shorts. Everyone knows that my husband is el gringo because he shows up everywhere in shorts.
Shorts and chanclas.
Uy, ahí llegó el
Crocs.
americano de Ana.
He's not in Crocs.
No, he's not in Crocs.
Oh,
He's fancier than that. You know that.
Oh my God.
But he's always like, I don't care. I'm going to be in my shorts because it's 95 degrees and I'm not a local. But we dress up, you know it. Or if we go out without lipstick or something. So I'm trying to figure out, how did your mother adjust to you, Gwendolyn?
Real, right? Well, because she would do the slickness. Okay. I always had long hair. My hair used to be down to my knees. Okay. Like to the back, like Daniela Romo, back, like long. And then
Daniela Romo,
Remember
who's
that?
probably gay too, by the way.
Really?
Yo tengo una sospecha.
You know what? I could kind of, okay. When I was little, I was like, she's so pretty, but I didn't know how pretty I thought she was. Now I know what the hell I was thinking. But I was like, so I had like Daniela Romo hair until one day my dad was like, yeah. My dad was like, I'm going to take you to the salon without your mom. And I was like, this smells like trouble. Girl, I left that salon and I was a little girl. I don't think this looks so great on little girls. This looks like a very adult haircut. I got the bob look. I look like a little lawyer, and I was like 7. And I'm like, why did you give me a lawyer's hair, like an attorney's haircut? I feel like I'm going to court. And so,
are you dropping me off at the federal
I'm
court?
like the pasa right here. So anyway, there went my long hair. And my mom would grab the little bit of hair I had left, and she'd be like, mija, because I would always put in a chongo. You know, early onsets, lesbianism, low chongos, a lot of time. Low chongos. Oh, low chongo into the late teens. You still got a low chongo?
Si la niña tiene low chongo.
Maybe something's up. I'm just saying. Not always. I'm just saying. A lot of the time. And so my mom would come and she would start spreading my chongo, girl. She'd be like, ay, mija, qué bonito tu pelo. And she would be fanning out my ponytail. ¿Por qué no te lo dejas ir? ¿Y por qué? Like, always telling me that why don't I leave my hair long? And that I would look, again, Latina moms, fantastic at the backhanded compliments. Because she would be like, if I did put on like I was a little hip hop B-girl, you know, I used to break dance and graffiti write and all that stuff. So I always rock my little backpack with my graffiti gear and my little hat and stuff. And then I would finish it off with a little silver eyeliner.
Nice.
A little silver eyeshadow line. And I'd be like, I'm hip hop. And my mom would be like, ay, mija, ahora sí te ves bonita. Now, this looks nice. And I'm like, what the hell are you trying to say, Mom, that I didn't look nice before? But yeah, she would try to nicely coax me into, you know, spreading my chongo. Even this.
So before social media shaming, we had our mothers.
That mama shaming, girl. She would spread my ponytail, and I'm like, would you stop spreading my ponytail?
How about now? Now that you're a grown woman, she leaves you alone?
Sometimes, girl, she'll still come up to me talking about mira que bonito. I'm like, stop it. You're spreading it. What are you doing?
On top of, like, you'll sit on the couch and she'll be there.
she'll be like, oye, mija, ¿y por qué no? And I'm like, you done, man. Oh my God. I love it though, but moms will try it. So even if I'm me, my mom was really trying it. So
Oh, see, here's another thing. Mary, I had to get perms all through my childhood. My grandmother permed my mother's hair because straight, dead hair was awful.
how
So my mom didn't
crazy
wear it
is that?
curly, but they would give her perms, and my mom's 82, to just give her hair some waves because that flat hair was so awful.
And so many people who have curly hair that are trying to permanently straighten it because
Where
they're sick of the. Oh my God. See, we're always, the grass always looks greener on the other side, but you know what? The grass is jacked up everywhere. People like.
See, look at this one, Maria. My mom has told me to stop paying a beautician to cut my hair like a man's haircut. Go to a barber and pay $10.
Maria, are you my sister?
We feel
What
you.
happened?
We feel you.
Maria,
Te robaron el dinero, is what your mother's saying, Maria.
Your mom said she wants the $10. Maria said, pay me because I can do that. I can do that.
See, the body wave perm. That was a different perm.
The body wave perm.
Grisel, no te dejes. At
The
50, I get body shamed. I changed my outfit over the weekend because of this.
No, you
Nena,
didn't.
no.
Where's
And look at your pretty picture with your
Hello.
hair, así, todo with the
Tell them
layers.
to get an attitude change. How about that? How about go make them change their attitude instead of your outfit?
Okay. Now you can discuss the ripped jean fad, especially the ones that have little fabric and cost more than $100.
Maria, girl, I make fun of that all the time. I can't because they're expensive, but they got holes in them already. I could do that.
I haven't seen you wear ripped jeans.
Me?
Yeah.
I did. You know what? Here's me. This is me to the T. I've always been against the grain. I've always been like, show me what people are not doing, and I'm gonna do it. And so I used to rock this ripped up jeans. I got pictures of me in the early 2000s doing the jean thing, and nobody was doing the jean thing. All right. And then the moment I started seeing everybody with the jean thing, I stopped. I said, I will not be like everybody else. I'm not wearing these holy jeans. And now people have like basically just, why don't you just wear chaps? Because there's nothing left on the jeans other than like a little area.
My mother, mi mamá won't buy my kids, like my daughter or my niece Mariana, ripped jeans. And one day my niece got to her house in ripped jeans, and my mom said, "Y esos maones?" And Mariana said, "Abu, you bought them for me." And my mother replied, "I must have been drunk."
Oh. Man, the family can be cruel. The family can be cruel.
I can hear her, Anna. I can hear her. When I was 10, my mom took me to the hairdresser to put some body in my bone straight hair. She called it a curve wave.
Wave with a G.
Un curve wave.
Wave.
And the thing is that, they never go, like now that we're raising children, you go like, you don't tell them the truth. You go, we're going to go to the hairdresser and we're going to do these little things and your hair's going to look fabulous. When they were raising us, they go like, could you please do something with this awful bone straight hair que tiene esta niña que parece morticia? Por Dios, que pelo tan muerto. And here we are like, oh, honey, this is just going to give you more body and it's going to look...
See, I would have loved new school parents taking me to the dentist back in because oh my God.
Why?
Because of that. Because we could be anywhere. We could be anywhere, and somebody walks in with braces, and my mom or dad, mostly my dad, the Guatemalans be bruscos, girl. They are not about approach.
Oh, really?
My dad would come in and be like, "Mira, mija, ella tiene braces. Mira." I'm like, "No, you didn't just say that out loud."
So why would he say that? Because he thought your teeth were jacked up?
Well, because first of all, I'd like to say that when I was little, he was the one that kept me from going, okay? Because I was like, papi, yo no quiero ir al dentista. I didn't want to go. So my dad would be like, si ella no quiere ir, no la llevas. And I'm like, that's right, papi. You tell mama, I'm not going to the dentist. And now I'm almost 40, and I'm like, but why? But why didn't you send me?
But then he would shame you?
But not all the time, but that's kind of his MO. He'll be like, mira, ella sí se ve. And I'm like, well, Well, adopt her, okay? Because you had me. All right. I don't know what you want me to say. All right. Ashley was in here too, talking about her dad
Yeah.
shaming her at some point. Yeah, and it's like sometimes you're like, "Hello, unhealthy patterns here." So I'm glad you're
I
breaking the
know.
patterns, Anna, because
I know. I'm trying to. And like, I don't tell my daughter, I don't tell her, like, okay, so the last time, and they're probably watching, I leave clothing in Puerto Rico because I go 2 or 3 times a year. And so if it's winter here, I'm not going to wear my summer clothes. And so I leave clothing over there, thinking, when I get, I'm not going to have to bring a big suitcase with clothing.
with
So
clothes, you
this
will
time,
bring a big suitcase with gifts for everybody.
right? That's
But
what I
not
thought.
clothing,
No,
right.
espérate. So I hadn't been there in 18 months because of the pandemic. And I tell my mom, I have clothing there, right? And she goes, yeah, pero nada de eso sirve.
Oh,
I said, what? She goes, and I am not going to throw out the shoes you left here because I love you. I said, Ma, I have really cute sandals there. Cute. So then I said, you know what? I'm 46 years old. Mi mamá no me manda. I have nice clothing there that I haven't worn in 18 months. Some of it has tags on. I'm going to go down there. I'm
calling
wear my
911.
clothing.
I'm calling 911 for you. What did you do?
I called my brother and I said, I need you to support me in this. I need you to be one with me. Okay? And I need you to, if mommy says something about my t-shirt, you say, se ve linda.
And your brother said, I want no part of this.
And my brother said, you can do it. Just like I don't have to wear things with tags because I'm 53 years old and I don't have to wear things with labels because I hate it. Okay, so we're empowering. I call my cousin Vanessa. I'm like, Vanessa, I am not going to take new wardrobe down there. And she's like, do it. And I said, you'll support me? Just do it. Don't call me when you're there. Because she's afraid of my mother too. So I show up and I tell her, Mommy, I'm not checking a suitcase. No. No, Mommy, I'm going to wear what I have down there. No vas a traer ropa. No, Mommy, we're really not going to go out. We really don't. Bueno, pero yo te tengo que ver.
Oh, he said, I don't care. I got to see your face. Are you serious?
I said, listen, Mom, I'm going to make it work. Don't worry. So I arrive in Puerto Rico and I made it work and they were fine with it. She was right. Some t-shirts were a little old. And I said, you can get rid of these. But then my sister-in-law, who hadn't spoken to my mother, is sitting there the first night and we're having drinks. And she goes, oh my God, I saw the clothing you have here. I looked at my brother like,
she did that on purpose.
What the? My brother's like, I swear to God, I hadn't spoken to her. I'm like, date quieta.
Vas a ver. Vas a ver.
Date quieta.
Vas a ver. She didn't know? She knew that.
No, she didn't know. No, she didn't know. She don't.
I can't.
Look at. My mom has a huge spread of food when we visit, and that just before we eat, she says, you should do something about that guy. But you mean that guy or that gut? I'm assuming is that gut.
Hey, but for real, moms, oh my God. I didn't have this in my family because in my family, even if I just ate, they'd be like, no comes, tú no comes. I could eat a whole ass meal. My mom be like, mira, mija, ella no come. Yo nunca la veo comer. I'm like, I just ate dinner. Nunca te veo comer. So it was, I got the opposite. I got that I was malnourished my whole life.
You're like, yo no te veo comer because I eat so fast, Mom.
I'm like, but I'm eating right now. Yo no te veo. Or I'll actually, I'll eat like I normally do. And I finish my meals like I normally do, Mom. But that's the one time she happens to see me and she'll be like, hasta que por fin te acabas tu comida. I'm like, I already finished my food. But so I had the opposite with my parents, but I've gone to families, I've gone to homes where I see the the anger in the mom if the daughter or the son doesn't grab another plate, but in between the plates, they're talking trash to them about their weight. And I'm like, but they just try to tell you they don't want no pastel. Yeah. Why are you giving them bizcocho? Yeah. Why are you giving them cake? Why are you giving them pan? And they're like, y no vas a comer más otro plato. But then they're talking smack to you.
You're like, but you just told me that this doesn't fit right.
I don't get it.
Oh, we love them because they, go ahead.
No, that's it. I was just gonna say it's almost like they're like it's innate in them. In them, it's like the natural innate ability of wanting to parent us and take care of us. But then the backhanded compliment afterwards of like, but you look great.
Oh my God, look at this. Wait, my son's graduation was virtual for other guests. And when we met up for dinner, she said, oh, si yo te vi, está gorda, who can miss you? Oh my God, Maria.
No. Maria.
Ay, no, Maria. No la inviten más. You're
going to have to have a little intervention con mami, okay?
We're going to call.
Me and Ana will join you.
Send us a DM.
Yes, because esto, mami, eso no está bien.
No, mami, eso no se dice.
Healthy.
Eso no es.
Have you gone, Ana, have you gone through the thing of like, because we're on this side, but we still know what the traditionalist in our parents looks like. Have you taken it upon yourself to try to educate your parents in the stuff that they might have thought was very natural, but we're like, that was really messed up? What you are they receptive to that?
Yes.
Or are they like, you're crazy?
No, they are receptive.
Oh, that's good.
They are receptive in terms of, I'm going to tell you where they're receptive. They're receptive when we talk about covert racism and white privilege, because we we're white Puerto Ricans. We pass as white. Right. And I had a privileged upbringing, and my parents were tone deaf to that until last year that I explained it to them.
And they got it.
And they got it.
That's awesome.
And in terms of sexuality too, and people just doing what they want to do, and that they're not hurting anybody, For many years, my parents have become more open-minded, and I'm very proud of them when it comes to that. And
but the curly hair, but they're not about the curly hair.
But el curly hair, the ripped jeans, the midriff-bearing shirt, no. Now, when my mom bought me my first bikini, I was 14 years old, and she cried.
Why?
Porque I was out there semi-desnuda.
Oh, but she bought it for you.
But no, because of the pressure. Like, she was like, I have to not be like my mom, because my grandma was very strict with her wardrobe. And like my mom was always, like, my mom says, I don't know how I got a boyfriend, my husband, because they would sew my underwear. They would make me these stupid dresses that I look like a boba, and my mom was tall. And so, my grandmother, who was very progressive for a lot of things, dressed my mom like a boba. And so my mom has this big hang up about clothing. So she didn't want to give me that. So my mother would constantly tell me how good I looked, wear whatever you want. But there were certain things, like I couldn't wear things that showed my midriff. I couldn't wear crosses, because Madonna used to wear crosses as earrings. Eso es sacrilegio, eso no se hace. La Madonna. My mom goes, me cago en la madre de Madonna.
Hey, she didn't say me cago en nada. She said me cago en
la madre de Madonna, which is almost like a double thing, because Madonna means mom, pero whatever. And so I can take them up to a point. There are certain things that are non-negotiable, but they've become less judgmental, I would say. I live a very different life than they live. I'm raising the kids very similar, because my values are very much like theirs. But I tell my mom what I go through with my daughter, what she's learning in social media, and she listens. And, that's one of the things that I have on my YouTube channel. And my mom says about aging, that you have to stay up to date and watch what's cool and what's relevant, because you don't want to be the old person that everyone has to explain what's going on to you.
That's
or
true. Talking
about in 1954, when I married your father in 1960, she's like, no one's going to be around you. So that's my parents watch, like, Stephen Colbert and Seth Meyers and SNL. And if I find a comedian, like I'll send them clips from us and they'll watch it and laugh with it. And yeah, they try to stay relevant. Are your parents like that?
Yeah, I try to
Yeah.
keep them. I feel like I felt like one, they didn't have a choice because of my queerness.
Mhm.
So when I came out, it was a big learning experience. At the same time, it wasn't, because my dad was like, I already knew. I was waiting for you to tell me. Like,
I
yeah,
kept
like,
cutting your hair.
Yeah.
He kept cutting your hair, girl.
You know what he told me? He told me when I finally came out. Now, he used to ask me all the time. He used to be like, "Esa es tu novia?" And I used to get upset because, that's our defense mechanism. No, no me preguntes eso, and blah, blah, blah. And after so many times of him asking me, I was finally like, yeah. ¿Qué me dirías si te dijera que sí? Sí es mi novia. That is my girlfriend. What would you say? And he was like, I'd say, pues, it's about time you tell me. He's like, I knew the way you walked when you were a little girl. He's like, I can kind of tell. And I've been prepping your mom for the possibility that this might happen.
Wow.
So he was
I want to cry now, Gwen.
He was like easing my mom up. My mom in the moment was like, nah, mi única hija, like her only daughter. I could only imagine what she was seeing. She was probably seeing like the image of me in a wedding dress just melt away, and then I became the guy in the suit. Like, I don't know what she saw, but I feel bad because I shattered her dreams for a heterosexual daughter's wedding. But that was the initial shock. After that, it was like, oh, you're my hija, you're this, you're that. We accept you no matter what. So I'm super thankful. Not everybody has this story, but in doing that, I feel like it was also my job to bring them up to speed on a lot of things. A lot of things about the queer community, a lot of things about race, like you said. There's a lot of things in the Latino families, and we all know it. Not a lot of people like to talk about it, but it is true. There's a lot of anti-Blackness in the Latino communities, and it needs to get addressed.
And jokes and little jokes that are jabs.
Yes.
And people don't realize, like, why do you have to call her La Negra?
Right. Or what
that is not a term of endearment.
Or La Negrita, right? La Negrita.
Right?
Or what, it's like, well, what is going on here? So there was a lot of comments, a lot of things I would see when I was much younger. I got them out of it. But, just typical things. If we're riding through a bad neighborhood, my mom would lock the doors. And I would just make her see certain things like, hey, mom, do you do that in other neighborhoods? So I would never be like, why do you do this? Right. But I would just engage in dialogue. And I saw that they were receptive to it. And I felt that that's our job.
Yes, I think so. And I think we have to admire parents that are receptive to it, because my parents had me later, like in the my mom married in 1960 and didn't have my brother until 68 and me until 74. So she was the odd woman out in a lot of reunions, right? She was the older lady. And so we have been able to keep my parents young and keep them open-minded. And so there are certain, and I tell my daughter too, when my daughter talks to me about gender fluidity and talks to me about trans rights and talks to me about that, the they and the preposition and all that, the pronouns. I've always told her, you have to teach Dad and I, because Dad and I knew straight, gay, bisexual. We didn't know this other stuff. And you have to, because we had them late. Steve was in his 40s and I was in my 30s. He's much older. So she has to have the patience. And I think, like I told her, certain things we're not going to understand. We're going to accept it, but we're going to be like, that was different. That's hard for us. Yeah.
That's so beautiful, because I think that's what humans are lacking. Like, I think it's like, I get it. I don't, not when I say I get it, I'm not saying I understand it and I give people permission to, but I can see how people can react with fear to something they don't understand. So that's the part I get, but it's just like, get over it. Like, if you don't understand something, then learn it. That just because you don't understand something or don't agree with it doesn't mean that you can't be okay or that you can't coexist with it. I used to work at an insurance agency for about 7 years, and I had a customer who always was emailing me forwards just always just email chains, the junk letters and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And then, so I returned one day, or I'm sorry, no, it was hers. She sent a link once to a petition, and it was something, I don't remember the details, but it was something anti-gay.
Mhm.
It was about gay marriage rights.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, well, I'm surprised she kind of didn't put two and two together. But again, not everyone looks the part. So I can't judge for her not assuming. What if I were straight? And I might have gotten offended if she assumed otherwise or whatever. So I okay, fine. I let that. I'm like, I thought she would have known by now. But okay, let me email her back. I didn't cancel the lady. I just told her in a very polite and professional way. I was also on my work email, so I couldn't say certain things. But I was just like, hey, so and so, thanks for the forward. But just so you know, my partner and I are pro rights. So if you could please refrain from sending me anti-gay literature, I'd appreciate it. And she wrote back and said, oops, I'm so sorry. Duly noted. Won't do it again. We continued our work customer relationship ever since then, like normal. And it was fine. I knew where she stood and she knew where I stood, but we never looked at each other sideways after that. It was a very you might not understand my lifestyle, but she didn't disrespect it and she didn't come back and I didn't come and attack her and try to tell her why she should be okay with my lifestyle either. We just kind of coexisted. And I was like, this is fine. This is fine. Two difference of opinions that she didn't say anything negative to me, even though the email itself was negative. But I was like, how do I navigate that?
But what a kind person on the other side, right? Who said, okay, Gwen, I won't do that again. And I'll respect you, right?
Right.
Because I think that I always hear these people saying, well, now we can't say anything. And I'm like, well, what is it that you want to say that we're curtailing? What is it? Because think about it. If you want to make a racial joke in front of a black person or a brown person or an Asian person, why? Like, why? Why does comedy have to be that?
Correct.
Why is that taking away from your freedom of speech? If you're insulting somebody, if you're hurting somebody's feelings, el derecho a la libertad, como decía Benito Juárez, el derecho a la libertad para donde empiezan los míos, or something like that.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing, but I've never understood that thing of, now we can't say anything. And for comedians, it has been hard for us. Very hard for us. Yeah. You and I, not so much, because we do a lot of self-deprecating humor. You and I do a lot of, we make fun of our families. We do a lot of autobiographical.
But you know what, Ana? And I want to point this out. We might do that, but we don't, in my opinion, with your comedy, and I know for a fact with mine, when I do some self-deprecating, because it's not a lot, that's another thing I don't want to do too much of.
Right.
But I am light enough that I can poke fun at myself and be okay with it. And that's fine. So there is a level of self-deprecation to some of my comedy. But even when you and I do that, we don't do it in a way that downs our culture.
No.
And we don't do it in a way that furthers the stereotype. There's a way to make observational humor without reinforcing the stereotypes that all cultures deal with. Italians, people in the Black community, people in the Latino community. There's a way to poke fun at stuff, and there's a smart way to do it so that you're not just being a hacky comic that's perpetuating stereotypes.
And you and I have seen white comedians and Black comedians do this very well with our culture. When they work the Mikey O stage and they want to talk about the Puerto Rican girlfriend they had, or the party they went to and everyone hugged them, or it goes from a place of respect and admiration. I think when it comes from a place of meanness is when it becomes racist, right? And it stops being funny. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And it also shows some folks' lack of creativity.
Yes.
You have a microphone. You have a stage. That's the best you can come up with. The hacky joke about, watch your belongings or whatever your joke is in the comedy setting or whatnot. Like, it's like, all right, I'm sure you could still make observational humor, but be smart about it.
And I think the more we talk about this topic and the way that we're approaching it and in the way our community is approaching it, that goes from a place of education, not lecturing and not anger, even though we have it inside, but we go from a place of kindness. I think the more people will realize how similar we are, or how beautiful our differences are, or that our differences are not strange or weird, because we don't want a world where everyone's the same, because I can learn from one culture and you can learn from mine. And, we had a comment here a little earlier from Lisa Nicole, and she's like, oh my goodness, I'm listening to you guys, and the Italian culture is the same.
Yes, Lisa. Yep.
And I know that my Polish friends, because they're Catholic, have a lot of the same angles that, the same hangups we have.
Yes.
Yeah,
Open heart.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
all cultures are like this. That's what make us people and not a race. Yeah, we're a people, right?
Yeah.
And I think the more we have ambassadors and the more we talk about it from there's days that you have to be a strong advocate, and there are days that you have to denounce the racism and denounce homophobia and denounce that. But there are days where an explanation and education gets you further.
Yeah.
And I think for people like you and I who have this platform, and people inherently tend to like us and find us funny and cute and interesting, they accept that we have even that responsibility, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then to me, that's my mission as a comedian. Like, I love being a comic, but I was a comic before I was a professional comic.
Yeah.
So to me, like, I was just a clown, and to me, using my silliness as a weapon to unify, to me, has been like, that's like the ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
Like, for me to rock a show and for me to drop little gems, my goal has always been that when you're driving home and you might encounter a situation, or if you're at a restaurant the next time and you encounter a queer woman trying to find a bathroom, maybe they'll remember my joke and be like, hey man, if they see some injustice happening, they might remember my set. They might remember something from my set and be like, hey, you know what? That's not cool. Like, that to me is the importance of the platform.
Absolutely.
And like many folks were commenting tonight, that we do need to keep reminding each other that we are all the same. We just, we're from different places, but we're all citizens of the world. Like, we're all thriving for the same things. We all have loved ones. We all want to succeed in life. We all want to be healthy. We all want to love and be happy and just coexist peacefully. So I think the more we keep reminding each other that this is what relatability is. You don't have to be gay to relate to me. You don't have to be queer to relate to me. You don't have to be brown to relate to me. That's why when I first came out, Anna, I don't know if you ever noticed, when I first came out on the comedy scene, I didn't do a lot of queer material for a long time, because I didn't want to be the queer brown Latina comedian. I just wanted to be Gwen, who's funny, who's Mexican, who's Guatemalan, who break dances, who rhymes, who does this, who does. I don't want to be
whose parents raised her like we were raised.
Correct. And I feel like when you're doing the work like what you're doing, and asking your kid, like you're actively asking your daughter, hey, can you keep us informed? That's what's up. That's what breaks the cycles. That I feel like it's time for like a social media takeover. Like, we let social media run us for so long. I feel like the Annas and the Gwens and the Lorenas and the Wendy Mateos and all the artists out here, the Melissa Dupre's, I feel like if we can put our words behind our work and our heart behind our work and try to tell people, hey, we're all in this together, I think we might be able to bring things back to a better place.
And I think, rounding it up, I think this is why so many people have resonated with the Selena Gomez picture,
Let me see
and
it.
I'm doing you a favor. Te estoy haciendo un favor, mamá. Te estoy haciendo un favor. This is why so many people resonated with this, and we're so open to it, because we do want to see pretty things, but we don't want to see fake, right?
No,
and we want you to live honestly, because that's the most beautiful way you can be, living honestly and living your truth. You're not hurting anybody by doing that, and I think.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if anything, it helps.
Sí.
Living your truth will encourage others to live their truth because they know that you're not the only one out there.
Mira, mama, you're getting so much love. You're one of my favorite comedians.
Aw,
Gloria,
love
you're
you
one of my
guys.
favorite comedians. And yes, you are one of Chicago's favorite comedians, one of my favorite people. I love you so much.
I love you
These
too.
are supposed to be 30 minutes y hemos hablado por una hora.
Pero fue el vino. Thank you so much. This is fun. Have me back.
I know. I love you so much. I'll see you soon.
Love you
Hey,
too.
where can people find you?
Yes, people, find me online. If you're not already following me, please do. I am online just as you see me at Gwen La Roka. Please follow me. I got big things coming up. I love you all. Stay safe and be good to each other.
You got big things coming on.
Yeah.
I love my girlfriend. I love her so much. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you enjoyed our conversation, and leave your comments and your questions and follow us on social media. We want to this is why I love having this Wednesday Wine community, because we can talk freely about these topics and maybe enlighten you, maybe make you feel supported, and be relatable. So enjoy the rest of the week. Cuídense mucho, stay cool, and have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday evening. Thank you for joining me. Los quiero.